20 terrifying things caught outside airplane windows at 30,000 feet. At cruising altitude, this appeared just outside a commercial flight. 30,000 feet above the ground, passengers expect clouds, maybe lightning in the distance, nothing more. But sometimes, something is there. In this video, we're counting down 20 terrifying things caught outside airplane windows, ordered from the least disturbing to the ones that completely defy explanation. Some lasted seconds, some were seen by entire cabins, and a few were never officially addressed. From shadows in the clouds to shapes that shouldn't exist at that altitude. By the end of this list, you may never look out a plane window the same way again. Number 20. Friendly fire at 30,000 feet. The A-10 Thunderbolt II, built to destroy tanks, flies low over Iraq. But this time, it's aiming at the wrong target. Through smoke and dust, the pilot spots movement and opens fire. Explosions rip through the sand. Then a panicked voice cuts through the radio. "They're friendlies! Cease fire!" The cockpit footage captures the moment the truth lands. British soldiers, allies, have been hit. He whispers, barely audible, "We're in jail, dude. We're in jail." Years later, the leaked video exposed everything. Number 19. The Belgian UFO Wave. Belgium, 1989. Radar stations begin tracking large triangular objects moving slowly across national airspace. The Belgian Air Force scrambles two F-16s. As the jets climb, radar contacts jump positions, locking, vanishing, reappearing miles away within seconds. Pilots report a black triangular craft with bright lights at each corner. One jet achieves radar lock. Instantly, the object accelerates from roughly 150 to over 1,000 miles per hour. No sonic boom recorded. Lock is lost. Hundreds of ground witnesses report the same silent, hovering triangle. Radar data was confirmed. The craft was never identified. Number 18. The Tic Tac Encounter. November 2004, off the coast of California. Pilots from the USS Nimitz Carrier Strike Group are ordered to intercept an unidentified radar contact. When they arrive, they see it, a small white capsule-shaped object hovering above the sea. No wings, no exhaust, just there. As they descend toward it, the object suddenly shoots upward, accelerating at a speed no known aircraft can match. The pilots return visibly shaken. Radar confirms the maneuver. Infrared captures it again. Years later, the Pentagon acknowledged the footage as authentic. The object remains unidentified. Number 17. Figures in the clouds. Mid-flight, thousands of feet above the ground. A passenger raises a phone toward the window. Above an endless sea of white, three human-like silhouettes appear. Upright, still, suspended, where nothing solid exists. No wings, no visible support. No movement. For several long seconds, they remain fixed against the clouds. Then, without warning, they dissolve back into the mist. The video spreads rapidly online. Some argue it's a reflection layered against dense cloud formations. Others insist the shapes are too defined. Reported by Hindustan Times, the sighting remains unexplained. Number 16. The shadow pacing the wing. During a commercial flight, a passenger notices something dark moving alongside the wing. It isn't solid, it isn't clearly defined. Just an elongated shadow drifting at the exact speed of the aircraft. Online, viewers quickly nickname it a Dementor in the sky. The shape appears to stretch, then contract, keeping pace with the jet as if aware of it. No wings are visible, no structure can be confirmed. Only a presence tracking the aircraft thousands of feet above ground. Experts suggest cloud shadows, atmospheric distortion, or window reflections. Reported by Newsweek, the object was never identified. Number 15. The Ghost P-40. During World War II, airmen stationed in the Pacific reported a chilling incident. A Curtiss P-40 Warhawk appeared over Pearl Harbor. Wings riddled with bullet holes, smoke trailing behind it. Ground crews prepared for an emergency landing. Instead, the fighter circled once, then crashed. Rescuers reached the wreckage within minutes. The cockpit was empty. No pilot, no blood, only a dark handprint, marked across the canopy. Records later showed the same aircraft number had already been listed as lost in combat days earlier. Historians suggest clerical confusion, others call it wartime legend. The story became known as the Ghost P-40 of Pearl Harbor. Number 14, the light that wouldn't fall back. Mid-flight, a pilot notices a small bright point trailing behind the aircraft. At first, it appears distant, insignificant, easy to dismiss against the open sky. Seconds pass. It remains there, matching speed, holding the same position just beyond the tail. The pilot adjusts course slightly. The light follows. No contrail forms behind it. No visible structure emerges. No explanation comes through the radio. The camera keeps recording as the aircraft continues forward, and the light continues pacing it, steady and silent. The clip ends with the object still there. No identification, no official statement, only a bright presence refusing to fall back. Number 13. The silent sphere over Sinaloa mid-flight on a commercial route from Tijuana to Guadalajara. Near Sinaloa, a pilot notices something fixed in the distance, a small spherical object suspended against the open sky. At first, it resembles a distant light. Then it shifts slightly, not drifting like a cloud, not moving like a conventional aircraft. No wings, no contrail. The pilot continues filming through the cockpit window. There's no audible radio exchange, no visible response from air traffic control, no confirmation on radar shared in the clip. The sphere remains steady, maintaining distance as the aircraft advances. The recording ends with the object still hanging there. No follow-up explanation was ever provided. Number 12. The black sphere in formation mid-air. A pilot notices a dark sphere sharing the same airspace. It moves in a perfectly straight line. No rotation, no wings, no visible exhaust. At first, it appears to trail the aircraft, but it doesn't pursue. It simply matches the flight path. The pilot shifts, heading slightly. The sphere remains nearby, neither closing in nor falling back. No aggressive maneuver. No sudden burst of speed. No clear size reference against the sky. No radar confirmation heard in the clip. What stands out isn't speed, it's control. Deliberate, indifferent. The recording ends without escalation. No interception. No identification. The object continues on its line, as if the aircraft were never there. Number 11. The vanishing intersection, Mexico. Date and exact location unknown. A pilot records a bright light at cruising altitude. It moves steadily across the sky. No flicker, no visible drift. As the camera tracks it, a dark bird suddenly crosses the frame. For a brief instant, their paths intersect. The bird disappears. The object continues forward at the same steady pace. There's no depth reference to judge distance, no radar confirmation, no secondary angle, only a few seconds of footage, and a crossing that appears physically impossible. The clip ends without commentary or follow-up. What happened in that overlap remains unclear. Number 10. The shadow beneath the surface. 1970s. Exact location unknown. Decades later, archival footage resurfaces. The frame is unstable, colors washed, film visibly damaged. Beneath the waterline, a dark mass moves at speed, too fluid, too large. Its shape appears to stretch, then contract. No clear fins, no confirmed anatomy, just a silhouette shifting under the surface. The camera struggles to track it, focus drifts, the image breaks apart. Speculation follows. Large marine animal, shadow distortion, film artifact. None fully align with the outline captured. No coordinates were ever released. No official follow-up investigation surfaced, only degraded footage. And a form beneath the water that doesn't match known profiles. Number 9. The black ribbon. Over Mexico. Over Mexico during a commercial flight. A passenger notices something outside the window. A dark, elongated form cuts across the sky. Thin, horizontal, uncomfortably close to the aircraft's wing line. It doesn't resemble a cloud shadow. The edges appear defined. At the front, the shape looks compact, almost structured. Behind it trails a long black ribbon, flat, narrow. At the far end, the form tapers into something that appears claw-like. It holds position for several seconds, then subtly shifts as the aircraft advances. No radar confirmation is heard. No alternate angle is shown. The video ends with only a silhouette suspended against open sky, captured briefly, never identified. Number 8. The close pass at 7,000 feet. At approximately 7,000 feet, a fighter pilot captures something crossing dangerously close to his aircraft. The object appears disc-shaped, small, dark, difficult to track at high speed. The pilot later describes it as resembling a black container suspended in air. For a fraction of a second, it seems close enough to reveal structure, possibly thin strands or extensions beneath it. Not clearly confirmed. The encounter is silent and instantaneous. There's no radar overlay shown, no secondary camera angle, no attempt at interception recorded in the clip. Just a split-second pass at close range, too near to dismiss, too brief to identify. Number 7. The unclassified silhouette. A witness records something crossing open sky at altitude. It isn't shaped like a plane. It doesn't resemble a drone. Its outline shifts as it moves, bending subtly, then straightening again. The silhouette appears to flex rather than glide. Its movement feels organic, not engineered. The exact location is never disclosed. No flight data accompanies the clip. Some analysts argue it could be an optical distortion or debris caught in unusual wind currents. Others propose a more unsettling possibility, a biological entity moving through restricted airspace, unclassified, uncatalogued. The footage cuts before the object exits the frame. No follow-up statement was issued. Number 6. The winged figure at cruising altitude. From an airplane window, a passenger captures something that shouldn't be there. A massive winged figure moves through the sky at roughly the same altitude as the aircraft. Its outline is distinct. Broad wings, an extended body trailing behind. It doesn't flap like a typical bird. It doesn't drift like debris. It appears to maintain pace with the plane. For a few seconds, the silhouette remains visible against the open sky. Some viewers describe it as dragon-like. Others suggest perspective distortion or reflection on the glass. No reflection is clearly confirmed in the footage. No secondary angle exists to verify scale. The clip ends abruptly. Only a brief recording remains, and a shape flying where nothing biological should survive. Number 5. The transparent form beside the wing. In broad daylight at cruising altitude, something faint appears just beyond the wing. At first, it's barely perceptible, almost blending into the clouds. A distortion, more than a shape. Then it becomes clearer, a loose outline, irregular, almost transparent. It fades, reappears. Its surface seems to mimic the tone of the sky behind it. It doesn't flap, it doesn't rotate. It simply drifts alongside the aircraft without visible effort. An atmospheric illusion, or something occupying the same airspace. The footage lasts only a few seconds before the camera shifts away. No explanation was ever issued. Number 4. The serpentine shape above the clouds. At cruising altitude, above a solid cloud layer, a long figure moves laterally across open sky. Its motion is smooth, controlled, organic in appearance. It doesn't disperse like vapor. It doesn't reflect light like metal. No wings, no contrail, no visible propulsion. The body appears to flex as it advances, bending slightly along its length without breaking formation. There's no rigid frame detectable, no rotation suggesting a drone, no flashing lights. The object maintains altitude relative to the aircraft for several seconds, then it shifts behind the cloud bank and disappears from view. The clip ends. Number 3. The figure on the Colorado mountainside. Over Colorado, during a daytime commercial flight, a couple films something moving below. On a mountainside, covered in dry brush and scattered rock, a tall, dark figure walks across uneven terrain. Upright, broad-shouldered, clearly separated from surrounding vegetation. Its stride appears deliberate, not bounding like wildlife, not crouched like a bear. From altitude, precise scale is difficult to determine. No zoom calibration, no ground comparison. Some viewers suggest a hiker, others argue the proportions resemble the legendary Bigfoot. No costume detail is visible, no follow-up investigation is shown. The aircraft continues forward, only seconds of footage remain, and a solitary figure moving where access appears remote. Number 2. The standing figures above the clouds. During a Paris to London commercial flight, passengers record something ahead of the aircraft. Above a dense cloud layer, multiple human-like silhouettes are visible. They remain fixed in place. No lateral drift, no vertical change. The outlines appear sharply defined against the white background. They do not resemble vapor plumes. They do not fragment like cloud formations. For several seconds, they stay suspended, as if positioned on an invisible surface. No cockpit audio is heard, no radar confirmation is shown, no secondary angle exists. The aircraft advances. The figures remain behind, unchanged. The clip ends without clarification. Number 1. The figure on the wing. Mid-flight, a passenger begins recording the airplane wing. Something is already there. A dark humanoid shape appears attached to the metal surface, glossy, organic in outline. Its form reflects fragments of sky and cloud. 2 faint blue points resemble eyes. It doesn't grip like fabric in the wind. It doesn't flap or shift with turbulence. It remains fixed, aligned with the wing structure. There is no visible distortion suggesting reflection. No second angle confirms scale or distance. The engines continue at constant thrust. No alarm is heard. No impact occurs. The clip ends abruptly. Only a final frame remains. A figure perched outside a commercial aircraft at altitude.